Forgiveness?
I wanted to
Ooh.
touch on forgiveness as well. Yeah, I wanted to touch on forgiveness. It obviously falls in line with trust. And a
Mhm.
lot of times when our trust is broken, how forgiven are we
Ja,
in
ja,
life? Verstehst
ja,
du? Because
ja,
forgiveness, to some people, is very easy. Some
ja,
people know how to forgive very easily, and some people find it really hard, depending on the situation. Verstehst du?
ja.
So I really wanted to talk about that. Um, but I think it's, again, I always say it's your show. So whatever order
Bro,
that
it's
you want to
our
go on,
show, man. It's our show, man.
hör mal auf.
Ey, wisst Bescheid.
All right,
Englischkenntnis.
cool. I'm gonna quickly touch on forgiveness before we allow people to kind of talk about, allow people to obviously ask all the questions. Have you already got the questions?
Bro, I got question here.
Okay, so you came prepared.
Aber die Leute können die können hier unter den Kommentaren, also sollen die jetzt die Fragen einfach stellen, weißt du, ich meine?
Okay, cool.
Ich blink die einfach rein.
All right, cool. Let's get it cracking.
Easy.
The numbers are gonna go up eventually.
Oh,
So okay, I'm gonna ask the audience a very simple question, including yourself, as we always do. Right?
yes.
We like to, you know what? It's a shame that Instagram doesn't allow multiple amount of people to come and speak at once.
Yeah.
I would have loved having some of you guys that are locked in every week to really talk about this thing and come with your opinions. You feel me? Unfortunately, it's just me and David, but I try and include you guys as much as I can. All right. So I'm gonna ask this. I'm gonna ask this one question.
Yeah.
Are you a forgiving person? I want everyone in the comments to answer me that question. Are you a forgiving person? David, are you a forgiving person?
Definitely, bro. Definitely.
Okay. We're gonna see what the people them are saying. If they are forgiving people. For those that just locked in right now, we're gonna talk about trust and forgiveness. And I'm asking the question: are you a forgiving person? It's either yes or no. Okay, so a lot of people are saying yes so far. Okay. Depends. Okay.
Depends, yo.
A bit of difference. But a lot of people are saying yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Or the majority of people are saying yes. Okay.
Okay, einer schreibt no. Okay.
Someone said no. Did someone say no?
I don't know. Manche sagen I don't know. Manche sagen
Okay.
50.
Someone said no. Someone actually did say no. All right, cool. I'm going to also ask to those that said yes. Yeah. How easily are you forgiven? Do you forgive very easily? David, you mentioned yes. I mean, you answered yes. Do you forgive very easy, or is it difficult for you?
Ich sag dir ganz ehrlich, ich bin kein nachtragender Mensch, das ist das Ding. So,
Mhm.
ich kann vergeben. Manchmal sind so Sachen in meinem Kopf, wo ich mir denke so, shit, Bro, like, warum? Aber ich trage die mit mir, aber ich vergebe schnell, weil I'm like, ich bin so einer, ich will nicht immer so stehen bleiben, Bro.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying.
Verstehst du, was
I
ich
hear
meine?
what you're saying.
Ich
So,
trage den Hass mit mir.
someone asked, what did you ask? Sorry, just got it. The question was, are you a forgiving person? Yes or no?
Aber es auch depends on the situation, ne?
It does depend on the situation, of course. I feel like there's certain things. Sorry, I keep getting these notifications. I've got to take them off. You know what? I'm not gonna even let it distract me. All right, cool. Okay,
ja, ihr dürft schon fragen. Manche schreiben, ob die schon fragen dürfen. Die dürft schon Fragen stellen.
All right, cool. Someone said I don't forgive, but I don't. All right, cool. Right. Do you know what? Every time I read the comments here, I always get distracted. So let me just focus on that. That's why I always tend to not read the comments. Right. I'm gonna go straight into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask myself that question. And you know what? It's funny because I actually had this conversation with 3 of my good friends. Deborah, that was on Big Brother many years before in the UK. Many years ago, she was on Big Brother. Sandra, a good sister of mine, mentor, social worker, all of that. And then obviously Afrobeat, as you lot know, as Mr. Joanna. We all had an intense conversation regarding forgiveness. And I felt like that's something that I had to bring up here in this conversation. So from my experience, I used to forgive very easily. Yeah, very, very easily. Because I'm that sort of person where it's like, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. So does everybody else. So who am I to kind of like be in a position to tell someone that they can't be forgiven? I've done a lot of shit in my past. And imagine every person that I've done things to, or all the things that I've done in my past, someone comes to me and says, I'm not worth forgiving. I'm not worth forgiveness. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
I would sit there and think, how dare you say that? Because at the end of the day, people make mistakes. And it's about learning from these mistakes. However, as I'm growing up, I'm finding it a lot more harder to be forgiven. Verstehst du, was ich meine, David? Are you following me? I'm finding it a lot more harder to be forgiven simply because forgiveness allows people to take the fucking piss. Yeah? Forgiveness sometimes allows people to take advantage of the chances that you give, right? People make mistakes. Cool. You've come and apologized. Yeah? You've come and apologized. You said whatever. And I've said, all right, cool, minor. We can move on from it. But then you go on to make the same mistakes over and over and over again. How many times am I capable of forgiving you? We're aware, like, a lot of us are Christians and stuff, and sometimes we kind of go into biblical reasons and say, well, God forgives us every single day. So who are we not to be forgiving our sisters and brothers? But I look at it this way. Everybody has a limit in this life. Like, there's only so much forgiving that I can do. How am I forgiving you for the same mistakes that you constantly do week in and week out? It gets draining, bro. I've asked you to respect me. You clearly don't respect me. I've asked you to appreciate me the way I would appreciate you. You clearly haven't done that. So I'm sitting there thinking, why am I forgiving you every single time? Clearly, the fact that I'm forgiving you is why you keep acting like this. So now I've kind of really, look at it this way. I've had scandals with a lot of people, yeah? The biggest one I would say, what? Miss R Fabulous, yeah? Sometimes I sit here and think, raw, to know that me and her were really close at one point. Like, that was my nigga. She would come to me and open up about certain things that she hasn't said to no one, that social media don't even know, bro. And it's not my position to come and tell her business and thing there. That's what she does. That's what she likes doing. That's cool. I don't like to stoop on people's levels. You get it? Stoop down to people's levels. So cool. But my thing is, where we've had conversations, we've had a lot of conversations when the whole passa was going on, and every single time I forgave her. Every single time I forgave her. And then she comes back again and does the same fuckery. Now I'm in a position where I'm saying, yo, you know what? Fuck that. I'm cutting you out. I'm cutting you out. I'm cutting everyone out that clearly doesn't understand the fact that forgiving someone isn't easy for me. Someone like me, it's not easy anymore. I've been trampled on, bro. I've been stepped on, bro. And like you mentioned, it depends on the situation. And to me, it's almost like, if you don't learn, then you must feel.
Natürlich.
It's very simple.
Natürlich.
You understand where I'm coming from? If you can't seem to understand that me forgiving you and actually forgetting the situation isn't a wake-up call to you, then listen, me and you don't really have anything to talk about after that. I'm just going to cut you out. You feel me? I mean, what's your experience regarding forgiveness?
Oder guck mal, das Ding ist, wenn ich wieder auf Deutsch rede, dann wird jeder wieder Dings reden auf Englisch und so.
Digga, sprich einfach auf Deutsch. Scheiß drauf.
Ey, Bruder, ich sag dir ganz ehrlich, ist genauso wie du gesagt hast, so ist in der Situation so halt, ne? Welche Situation gerade so. Weil ich bin so ein Mensch, ich sag dir ganz ehrlich, ich bin so kein nachtragender Mensch, weißt du? Das ist das Ding, glaube ich, deswegen manche nehmen das immer so als, wie nennt man das, so als, die nehmen das so als, nicht als Waffe, sondern die nehmen das so als, oh, David ist sowieso, er kann sowieso schnell vergeben, deswegen ist, oh, bro, like, so, weißt du, ich mein? Aber ich habe gelernt in der Zukunft jetzt so, dass ich jetzt strikt bin, weißt du? Manche Sachen behalte ich für mich und sage dann so, okay, ich chille so ein bisschen, ich kann vergeben, ja, aber andere Sachen, wo ich mir denke so, Bro, manche nutzen das aus, Bro. Manche nutzen das aus, so wenn jemand sagt, okay, ey, das stört ihn oder das stört ihn, und er macht das wieder und er macht das wieder und you keep watching, du bist so einer, auf den du guckst nur, dann bist du auch so, ja, okay, wenn die Person so ist, dann ist die Person so, weißt du? Kannst nicht. Manche haben das sogar in einer Dingswelt, bei manchen ist das so wie eine Routine, weißt du? Die sagen so, es tut denen leid, dann machen die es wieder und wieder und wieder und wieder und wieder.
Ganz genau.
Ich war auch in der Position. Ich habe auch sowas gemacht, immer wieder.
So, but did that not affect how you forgive people? I mean, you mentioned you still forgive very easy. Is that from a religious view because you're a religious person, or is it a thing where you're just someone that's not really, you don't really care? Like, if someone hurts you, they hurt you.
Bruder, das ist schwierig, Bruder. Das ist schwierig. Aber
Because you know what it is, yeah, and I'm gonna go personal on this one, yeah. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I used to be a very forgiving person.
Yeah.
Fucking, I need to take a drink, blood.
Bro, the thing is,
it's fucked. It's fucked. Let me tell you this. I don't know how many people know about my story regarding one friend of mine that sexually abused me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got sexually abused last year. Okay, I got sexually abused last year, and yo, it's a mad thing. It's a mad thing. I know I'm smiling through this. Like I said, I don't know how many people actually watch the story, but I'm gonna kind of talk about it right now. And the reason why my forgiveness is just, to me, it's out the window, right? When I got sexually abused last year, at the time, I thought to myself, "Rah, all right, cool. I just want to punch up that guy. I want to punch him up. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Do you get it? 'Cause where I'm from, and that's not me being homophobic. I got respect for everybody. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Whether you're straight, whether you're gay, it doesn't really matter to me. Live your life.
Yeah.
But where I'm from, we don't do them things there, cuz. Do you get where I'm coming from? When I say we don't do them things in the sense of, like, you can love who you want to love, but you don't sexually abuse people. That's what I'm trying to say to you, my broski. Yeah? Like, whether it's a woman, whether it's a man, it doesn't matter. And man, they need to understand this. Yeah? Consent. Yeah, when I say consent, do you understand where I'm coming from? I'm not saying you got to ask a woman for permission to enter her. I'm not saying that. Let's be honest, sometimes it just happens. But the body language speaks for itself. You feel me? Nobody should feel like they have a right to force themselves on anybody. So where I'm chilling with this friend, and that person did what they did to me, right? They didn't go far because I stopped them eventually, but it's one of the ones there where it was tough. But I'm the sort of person I am, instead of acting rational and just moving mad and going crazy, I wanted to understand why the person did what they did. Like, what possessed you to do what you just did to me? You feel me? And I kind of wondered, like, if I didn't stop you, how far would you have gone? Like, what's happening here, bro? Do you get where I'm coming from? And I remember at the time when he explained to me why he did it, or why he had the urge to kind of touch me in ways that was inappropriate, I forgave him straight away. I forgave him straight away. I didn't shake his hand and said we're going to be bros. I didn't shake his hand and said everything's okay. What I did to it, I forgave him. And I said, listen, you got to talk to the Most High. And I know he's going to forgive you, because no matter what, God will always love you. However, you have to really, like, you got to seriously look in the mirror and understand that you've got a problem. Because that's unacceptable. You see where I'm coming from? But when I forgave him, this is where it becomes hurtful. The guy would approach me and talk to me like nothing ever happened. The guy would like up my pictures and comment on my pictures and shit like nothing ever happened. The guy had the audacity to say, can we link up? And I'm looking at him thinking, oh, it's because I've forgiven you. That's why you think you can take the piss. Say no more. And ever since then, every time I've forgiven someone, they always end up taking the piss. My problem was, though, see the problem I've got? Because I've done so many people wrong in the past. I always felt like when people do me wrong, I have to forgive them. It's almost like, how can I, Michael, not forgive somebody? How many people have I hurt in this life? So many. The list is so long. And the list is still going. Because I'm not going to please everybody that I meet today or tomorrow. You understand? I will continue to make mistakes, but obviously not the repeated mistakes. But I'm not perfect, and I'm proud of the fact that I'm not perfect. Do you get where I'm coming from? But I've heard so many people in my life. Who am I to say to somebody that I can't forgive you for what you've done to me? But then sometimes I think it's almost like, have I forgiven myself? Because clearly I haven't. Clearly I feel like I need this punishment done to me for all the guilt that I kind of like face every single day for the things that I've done in the past. So it's almost like whenever someone does me wrong, I feel like I deserve it. So I'm quick to forgive. But now I'm like, nah, Nah. It's not gonna happen again. I'm not gonna be a fool again. I'm not gonna be the dickhead that you're gonna laugh at again and expose and drag through the internet and laugh at and etc. etc. I'm tired, bro. I'm giving chances. See, listen, 2020, yeah, was such a fucked up year. Oh my God.
Oh, shit.
See, 2021, yeah. Let me tell you my priorities, yeah. Let me tell you my priorities for 2021. Me. That's it. I don't give a fuck who you are. I am priority. I am focusing on me.
Yeah.
You understand where I'm coming from? I don't care who you are. I deserve to focus on myself for once. Yeah. You know, people talk about being selfish. Let me tell you something, yeah? For everyone that's here right now, yeah? Let 2021 be a selfish year for you, bruv. Be selfish next year. Facts. And I know we've lost a lot of people this year, and you kind of look at it as in like, oh, raw. Like, you know, yes, we got to spread love and stay together, etc., etc. But whilst you're doing that, try and remember that you got to love yourself just as much as you love everybody else. How many of you lot love yourselves as much as you love everybody else? Because more time we give people so much of our energy, so much of our time, so much of our love that we forget to give it to ourselves. Bro.
Sag dir, wie es ist, bro. Sag dir, wie es ist.
And all these years, I've not forgiven myself. I'm forgiving everybody else, but I haven't forgiven Michael. I'm still punishing myself every single day. When good things come into my life, I feel like I don't deserve those good things. Do you know how many good women have come into my life, David? And every time a good woman knocks on my door, I'm like, you know what? I'd rather you go to someone else that's going to cherish you more. Why am I punishing myself so much? Because I haven't forgiven myself, bro.
Yeah.
And that's where it starts. We have to learn how to forgive ourselves before we go and forgive anybody out there.
Yeah.
We have to learn how to love ourselves before we love anybody out there. I want 2021 to be a selfish year for me. Period.
Prozess.
Do you get where I'm coming from, my dog?
Ja. Das Prozess.
Shit is crazy out here, you know.
Man muss selber von innen erstmal heilen können, bevor man überhaupt jemand anderen lieben kann. Weißt du, ich meine? Verstehst du? Weil viele Menschen da draußen sind nicht mal geheilt und wollen Liebe spreaden. Und dann, wenn die jemand verletzt, dann sind die knockout, weißt du, ich meine? Und Bruder, du hast was gesagt, was richtig deep war, Digga, Alter. Digga, Alter.
Bro, I carry so much hurt with me.
Shit.
And I realize people are not even a problem anymore. I'm the problem.
Weißt du, was das Ding ist? Du erinnerst mich an einer Zeit, ich sag dir ganz ehrlich, boah, war ich lang her, Bruder, lang her. Mein Freund hat mich das erste Mal betrogen, ja? Ein Mädchen hat mich das erste Mal betrogen, ja? Ich davor habe meine Scheiße gemacht. Ich habe betrogen, okay? Als ich erfahren habe, dass sie mich betrogen hat, Bro, ich bin zu ihr nach Hause gegangen, hab gesagt, ey, wo warst du, dies, das? Sie sagt, ja, ich war bei meinem Ex-Freund. Ich hab gesagt, was habt ihr gemacht? Die redet nicht. Ich denke mir so, was? Wie, du kannst mich betrügen? Egal was, ich hab dir alles gegeben, dies, das. Bruder, nächsten Tag, ich hab dir vergeben. Nächsten Tag, ich hab dir vergeben.
But why did you forgive her?
Weil ich, genau wie bei dir, weil ich dachte, was ich gemacht habe davor, ist so diese Punishment.
Now this is where I come in. This is why it's so important that you gotta kind of like, your past defines who you are today. Your past is so important in this life. Yeah. Sometimes I ask myself, if I could go back in time, would I make the same mistakes again? Who knows? Because at the end of the day, I wouldn't be the person I am today.
Yeah.
And my thing is, my problem is, and that's the biggest problem I've got when it comes to forgiveness, that self-punishment. You mentioned you forgave this girl because of the actions you've done to her. You're thinking, I've cheated on you every fucking weekend when I go out. You've cheated on me maybe once. And I don't have a right to forgive you? But bro, when it really comes down to it, yeah, it's not about her. It's about you, bro.
Yeah.
At this point, you actually got to separate yourselves from these people and say to yourself, right, I need to forgive myself for the shit that I've caused. Not just her, but even to myself. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Like it's so deep. Sometimes I sit here and think, how long will I continue punishing myself for the things that I've done in my past? That every time something happens to me, I feel like I deserve it. I've got people that have done me wrong that feel like they haven't done me wrong because it's like karma's a bitch. Fuck karma.
Yeah.
I am karma. I am karma. That's what people need to understand. I cause these things to myself. Karma don't come knock on my door. I cause these things. If I had a knife, I'll slice myself. You can't slice me. It's deeper than what you think, bro. And this is where we need to, as men, not just as men, but as human beings in general. If you've done wrong in the past, forgive yourselves, man. And the problem we've got, for example, I don't know about you, I can only speak for myself. How many people here, for example, have done things wrong, but our parents keep reminding us of what we did wrong in the past? It's like you've moved on. The train has gone. Next stop. You want to continue living your life, and you've turned your life around. And then your mum brings up something that happened in 1977. Obviously, I'm not that old. None of us are that old. But I'm trying to let you know, like, they bring up all the past, and you're thinking, I don't need this past trauma. I don't need to be reminded of the shit that I've done in the past. Because sometimes, with a lot of people, that sets you back. I've moved on from all that trauma in the past. Why are you reminding me of that person who I don't even recognize anymore? I once said to people, let me tell you something. The person you speak of back then isn't the person today. I don't know this person that you're speaking of. So as far as I'm concerned, when you're constantly reminding me of the shit that I've done in the past, how do you expect me to heal from it? And it starts with even our family members, bro. It starts in relationships. It's almost like you have an argument. You've forgiven a person. You've moved on. The next argument comes, and then they bring up the last argument into the new argument. And it's like, oh, I thought we've moved on from that. What, God?
Bro.
Bro.
Nah, bro. Well, das ist das Ding. Das ist das Ding, Bro. Ich sag dir ganz ehrlich. Aber ich glaube, es sind Menschen da draußen, die lieben einfach zu doll, Bro. Like, wenn die vergeben, ist so wie Love, weißt du? So, keine Ahnung, so. Ich weiß nicht mal, wie ich das erklären soll. Aber ich weiß, was du meinst, weil wenn ich vergebe und ich weiß, okay, das ist so in meinem Reminder so schon, okay, die macht wieder oder der macht wieder, der macht wieder, der macht wieder. So für mich, ich bin so, ich vergebe sogar im Herzen. Ich muss nicht mal sagen, auch wenn du nochmal machst, mich juckt nicht, ich vergebe im Herzen, du weißt, ich meine?
Okay,
Und dann denke ich auch noch so dieses, fuck, jetzt habe ich vergeben, ich muss bereit sein, dass wieder sowas kommt. Verstehst du, was ich meine?
Okay.
You get me?
This is why it's important to set boundaries.
Yeah, man.
Within anything that you do in this life, especially forgiveness. Yeah. You have to set boundaries on how much you can forgive. Because if you continuously forgive, Lord have mercy, you're going to fuck yourself up mentally and physically, bro. Because humans, the problem with humans, we all have it in us. A lot of us, okay, I can only speak from my experience, yeah? Every time a girl has forgiven me, I've never changed. That's the honest truth. Whenever I've cheated and a girl forgives me, I knew I was going to cheat again. Whenever I've done something wrong in the relationship, it's almost like I knew it was going to happen again. It's a matter of time.
Yeah.
The reason why I thought that, the reason why I always knew that is because I know the person will always, what? Forgive me.
Give me.
It's real talk.
Aber Bruder, weißt du warum Dings es Leute auch vergeben und wollen auch Dings es trotzdem mit der Person nochmal zusammen sein oder zusammenbleiben? Weil Leute nicht alleine sein wollen, weißt du, ich meine? People don't want to be alone. Wenn ich fucked up mache und ich gebe zu, dass ich fucked up gemacht habe, dann bin ich so, dann take your space, so, weißt du, ich meine? So. Aber ich denke mir dann gleichzeitig auch so, nicht dieses, ey, jetzt bin ich alleine, soll ich jetzt so machen, soll ich hinterherrennen und so. Ich bin so dieses, wenn ich alleine bin, dann bin ich alleine. Verstehst du, was ich meine? Weil ich muss ja mit meinem Leben nach vorne gucken. Weißt du, ich meine, ich muss nach vorne schauen. Verstehst du, was ich meine? Weil wenn du selbst als Person die ganze Zeit dieses, ich vergebe, Bruder, am Ende des Tages, das ist einfach nur diese Routine, du willst nicht alleine sein. Weil du fühlst komfortabel neben der Person. Du fühlst komfortabel neben die Personen. Oder willst nicht alleine sein. Oder willst nicht alleine deinen Weg gehen. Verstehst du, was ich meine?
Someone mentioned childhood trauma. Let's not even get onto that. That will be too deep. But yeah, David, continue.
Weißt du, ich meine, das ist so das, was ich sagen kann. So. Menschen wollen nicht alleine sein. Das ist das Ding. Andere Menschen können alleine sein, aber die wollen es nicht, weißt du? Das ist auch so eine Sache. So, wenn du nicht alleine sein kannst, du willst immer für andere leben. Deswegen vergibt man auch so, deswegen vergeben auch Leute mal so leicht. Du weißt selber, manche Leute sind in einer Relationship, die vergeben. Die wollen einfach nicht Dings, die wollen einfach nicht alleine sein.
Mhm.
Bruder, manchmal denke ich mir, das ist wirklich so, man braucht Therapie dafür. Alleine zu sein.
You have to understand, like someone said, it comes down to a lot of childhood trauma. You know, a lot of our parents weren't really there for us. But you find this one person that understands you, that loves you. Look, I said this before, and I'm sure a lot of these girls can relate. Yeah, even the man them can relate as well. But I would say this to the girls: before your boyfriend ever broke your heart, your dad already did that. Your father already broke your heart before any man had the chance to break your heart. Do you get where I'm coming from? Some of these girls have grown to kind of, it's almost like, and I'd say the same for men. A lot of us haven't had a father figure to actually show us what real love is. Do you get where I'm coming from? Or kind of teach us men what, you know, real men are, if that makes sense. And it really does come down to a lot of childhood trauma, bro. We've seen our mothers grow up being hurt constantly, and it's become normal in our lives. It's einfach Normalität. Verstehst du, was ich meine? Like the fact that our mothers, how many times have they forgiven their dads, our fathers? How many times?
Many.
There was a time where I used to actually say to my mom, can you imagine this? My parents have been married for over 40 years. And I said to my mom, why do you keep forgiving him? Go. Can you imagine me saying that? You see what I'm saying? Because it's like, we've seen our parents, like our mothers especially, constantly forgiving men. And it's almost like we as men grow up expecting that. Like I watched my mom forgive my dad for crazy amount of shit. The craziest things that you can think of within a relationship. So when I got into a relationship and the girl doesn't want to forgive me, I'm like, you're not a ride or die. All that talk about ride or die. Girls, delete that shit. You don't have to be no ride. You don't have to die for no man. Why'd you have to die for him? The fuck? You can ride for him, but why'd you have to die for him? And to me, when I've grown up and I've seen my mom constantly forgive my dad, I used to think that it's so normal that every girl that comes into my life has to forgive me, no matter what I do, because my mom always did it. A lot of it comes from childhood trauma, from what you've been used to growing up in your household. And we've brought into our future and our relationships. And that's why a lot of us, I'm not just pointing fingers at our parents, but it plays a big part. We talk about, for example, abuse. You come from a different home. I don't know what it's like in the pastor's home and shit like that. Yeah. I could only assume that things are good. Your dad's a pastor, so I'm sure he always treated your mum with respect, never abused her, blah, blah. But you got to understand, where people like myself that grew up in an abusive household, at one point, it's almost like, and that's where it could become systemized, yeah? Especially within the black community, bro. Like, it's almost like women don't have power within a relationship. They're beneath us. So we can control them and tell them what to do. And if they don't do it, we become aggressive. And this is where it comes down to the whole forgiveness thing. In some ways, I respect my mom for forgiving him. God bless her. But in other ways, I'm like, you had to set boundaries. You had to set boundaries with my father. Because it's gotten to a point where he knows no matter what he does, you're not going nowhere. It's very simple. And I'm talking to you ladies, right? Yes, forgive your partner. I'm a forgiving person to a certain extent. Like I said, it's only past experiences that has made me kind of, you know, take a step back when it comes to forgiving easily. But I do believe in order for a relationship to work, forgiveness is key. 100%. But set your boundaries. Listen, write that on your forehead. Boundaries. He makes that one mistake. Cool. He even makes that second mistake. Okay. Third, fourth, nah. You've lost him. The guy doesn't respect you anymore. He will cheat on you in front of you and say, what? What's the problem? I cheated before. You took me back. I abused you before. You took me back. We got to set boundaries when it comes to this forgiveness thing. Do you get where I'm coming from? Every single one of us. Although the Bible, listen, I'm not really good with scriptures and stuff, yeah? Man don't really know the whole Psalm 39, 1 to 5. But man knows what's in the Bible, innit? I know what's in the Bible. And even God tells you, yes, forgiveness is key. But don't be no idiot.
Safe.
Obviously, man's not saying it like that, but I'm telling you, it says it in the Bible. Don't be no idiot.
Safe.
Come on, my G, man.
Bro, das was deep gesagt, bro. Shit.
The worst thing that you've done that someone forgave you for. And I also want to say, would you also forgive the person for what you did? Talk to me.
The worst thing. Was ich gemacht habe? Oh mein Gott, Digga. Ich habe von einer Freundin die beste Freundin geknallt.
Okay, so you fucked the best friend. You fucked your girlfriend's best friend.
Ich hatte was mit der anderen.
Okay.
Es ging so Richtung zusammen und dann habe ich die Freundin genommen. Tag.
Okay. Okay,
but
the person forgave you, right?
The person? Ja, die hat schon verziehen. Die hat verziehen. Bro, und ich sag dir ganz ehrlich, bei mir, Bruder, das kam so rum. Du weißt, diese Exchange. Jemand hat dasselbe zu mir gemacht. Kollege! Kollege!
But how did that make you feel? Did you forgive the person for what they did to you? Girl said, let's fuck. 99% of the boys that I know, that I chill with, that I drink with, that I talk to, would say, alright then. They wouldn't even think twice, bro. So to me, it's like, men will be men. Verstehst du, was ich meine? Wie oft, ne? Zum Beispiel, wenn du in einer Beziehung bist, auf einmal Sachen sind nicht klar, then your boy comes in as the, the friend and says, oh, geht's dir gut? Ja, ich habe doch letztens mit David gesprochen und er meinte, ihr beide seid ja nicht mehr zusammen. Auf einmal, he becomes the person that the girl's leaning on. Verstehst du, was ich meine? The game is the game. The game is the game, bro. You can't be angry at the nigga. Be angry at the girl. Bro, I expect my girl to say no straight up. I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, my guys will fuck you. I will tell you that straight. Even if I get with a girl straight away, I'll tell you, please, don't get too close with my boys. Don't get comfortable with my boys, because they will drill you when I get the chance to. Obviously, to me, it's like, it will never happen, don't get me wrong, because girls know not to. Like, why would a girl cheat on me? Let's be honest. But my thing is, put the ego to the side. If my girl did cheat on me with someone that I know, I'll be mad at her. Because I'll be thinking, raw. Really? Like, really? Nah. Because in all fairness, listen, I've been there. Like, have you ever fucked a girl that's been in a relationship?
No, man.
Have you ever fucked a girl that's been in a relationship?
Ja, man. Bin ehrlich.
Be honest. Did you feel guilty?
Hä? Na, Bro, weil, Bruder, am Ende des Tages, sie wollte doch, Bruder, weißt du?
This is my point, bro.
Das Ding ist, sie wollte, und dann hast du im Dings, du weißt, 1 und 1, so, tak.
Bro, this is what I'm talking about, my broski. Why are you mad at me? Check your girl. Vice versa. If your boyfriend cheats on you with your girls, ladies, why are you mad at the girl for? You should be mad at your boyfriend. You should be mad at your boyfriend because he clearly doesn't respect you enough to say no to bitches that come to him. Whether that's your friend or a stranger. How are you gonna be mad at the girl?
Hm.
Nah, that don't make no fucking sense to me, blood. Fuck that. Verstehst du, was ich meine? So to me, boy, straight up, man, I'm not gonna be mad at both of them. If anything, I'll say, you know what? Respect to you, my dog. Respect to you. Like, I'll be honest with you, I have slept with girls that've been in a relationship. I don't feel no way. I don't feel no way about it. It even turns me on. I remember one time I was dogging this one girl and her phone was ringing. I see a love heart and a ring next to the name. I'm thinking, who the fuck is that? She's in a doggy position. Oh, my boyfriend. Are you dumb? Do you know how much that turned me on, David? Do you know how much that turned me on, broski? I've never gone so far, bro. I was tapping it after that. I even wanted her to pick up so her boyfriend can hear. Hear how you can chop gyal. Because you're not chopping your girlfriend properly. Let me show you. FaceTime him. I'm not agreeing with that behavior, by the way. I'm not agreeing with it, but it is what it is.
Ey, Leute, seid nicht geschockt. In der Vergangenheit habe ich viele Scheiße gemacht.
Listen, anyway, I feel like we've been on that topic for so long. We did want to give people the opportunity to ask questions.
Leute, ihr macht jetzt einen auf den, aber in der Vergangenheit habe ich viel Scheiße gebaut. Und ich bin ehrlich einfach.
Listen, I'm a toxic motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. Like, people know about my thing. You get me? Keep your girls away from me, man. Shit.
Vergib mir.
What do you think this is? When you, oh, my sis, she ain't my sis. I got two sisters. I got two sisters. Leonora, Matilda. Every other girl ain't my sis. If I call her sis, you should even be worried if I call a girl my sis. It's the ones I call my sis that I'm drilling every night. Sure. Nah, man. That's how it really gets out here, man.
Die Leute hassen uns, Bruder.
Bro, we don't filter around here. We tell the truth. We're open. We're honest. You feel me? That's how it goes. That's how it goes around here.
Diese Show gibt's nur einmal. Es gibt keine andere und keine bessere Show als hier. Versteht ihr, was ich meine?
Poku the problem. Digga,
Poku
the problem. Er weiß ganz genau, Digga. Sein Name weiß ganz genau, Bruder.
Alright, bro, dann nächste Topic oder?
Can't be mad at me. How the fuck you mad at me for? Shit. You should be mad at yourself.
Oder wollen wir weitermachen? Nächste Topic oder wollen wir weitermachen?
Also, nächsten Topic war doch Vertrauen, ne? Aber am Ende, du hattest doch Fragen, oder nicht?
Also, hier gibt es eine Frage. Es gibt mehrere Fragen hier.
Talk to me, bro. My broski, don't know Poku, man. Love always.
Hier steht, wann betrügt ein Mann? Wann betrügt ein Mann? Also in Dings, ich glaube in einer Relationship. So, ab wann betrügt?
When does a man cheat in a relationship?
Ja, so.
A man cheats from day one.
Okay.
A man cheated before he even got into the relationship. I'm telling you, listen, let me tell you something, yeah? Look at it this way, bro. Yeah?
Heute wird sehr, sehr lang, glaube ich.
Bro, but it's real facts. You've got a basket full of eggs.
Yeah?
You've got so many options in there. You've got raw egg, you've got scrambled egg, you've got loose egg, you've got you got every type of egg in that basket, bro. You understand where I'm coming from? And as far as I'm concerned, until I feel like, okay, I can take somebody serious, I ain't dropping none of my eggs. I'm carrying my eggs like my penis does. You see what I'm saying? Everywhere I go, these eggs are coming with me. So my point is, it's only until you actually take somebody serious. Listen, a lot of these girls will tell you and say, oh, what? No. A lot of these girls have men that they talk to on the side. A lot of these, don't let any of these girls tell you that they're single. That's why I always ask a girl, are you single? They say, yes, of course I am. Then I ask again, are you single? All of a sudden they start stuttering. What? Yes or no? Because at the end of the day, nobody's really lonely, bro. We all have somebody. Verstehst du, was ich meine?
Aber weißt du hast was richtiges Gutes gesagt, Bruder. Weil das Ding ist, ein Mann, wenn er sagt, er will jetzt serious sein, ne? Er will auch 100%. Wenn das so diese Phase ist mit wie nennt man das? Diese Kennenlernphase ist und man geht so langsam darauf hin, so auf diese Zusammensein. Bruder, solange nicht safe ist, der Nigger macht immer noch Quatsch.
Der Nigger und die Frau, Bruder.
Aber der Nigger und
Verstehst
die
du, was
Frau
ich meine?
natürlich. Aber das Ding ist,
Like,
bei
I'm that
Frauen
type of person. Let me be honest with you. If I'm
das
talking to
Ding,
somebody, yeah,
Bruder,
go on.
das Ding ist, bei Frauen ist so dieses, die sind so dieses, die gucken ein bisschen, macht der? Macht er nicht. Okay, er macht seinen Scheiß. Mal gucken, okay, ich mach auch so. Danach, wenn der Nigger macht und er wird gecaught, dann sagen die so, ja, ich hab dir gesagt. Bei Niggers sind so, allgemein, bei Männern ist so, Bruder, wenn ich mich nicht 100% fühle, du willst mich 100%, du machst auf diese Dings, so kleine Dings, so diese Backslide, immer so klack, klack. Bruder, 100%, ich will euch 100%. Wieso soll ich 100% dann geben?
I don't trust no girl 100%. Are you dumb? Am I a dickhead? Am I a dickhead? Don't even trust me 100%. I'm telling you facts. I'm telling you facts, bro. Because I'm ending there. Let me tell you something. You know what it is? As much as it sounds toxic, the reality is none of us want to end up hurt. That's the reality. None of us want to end up hurt. Stell dir mal vor, du gibst jemand 100% und derjenige gibt dir 30%. Und dann am Ende, wer heult? Wer wird verletzt sein?
Und das ist die Sache, Bruder. Das ist die Sache. Wir alle wollen immer diese 100% geben, immer schnell, 100%.
Zu schnell.
Zu schnell. Und dann, wenn irgendwas passiert, kleiner Knick, auf einmal, tack, du bist diese Down-Phase, du bist downfall, du weißt gar nicht mehr, was du machen sollst. Deine ganze Routine ist weg, du sagst, ich habe kein Leben mehr, der Nigger so, die Frau so, Bro, kein Mensch.
David, you are preaching today. You are preaching today, my brother.
Ey, kein Mensch in dieser Generation geht mit 100% in irgendwas rein. Kein Mensch heutzutage, keiner.
Weißt du wieso?
Keiner. Weil
er vertraut dich nicht 100% und du vertraust ihm nicht 100%.
Verstehst du? Und weißt,
Verstehst du, was ich meine?
Weißt du, was das Ding ist? Manche wissen sogar, die machen einen auf den, manche Leute wissen in ihrem Kopf, Digga, der macht sowieso nicht 100%, sie macht sowieso nicht 100%. Ich schluck einfach nur, weil ich die Person in irgendeiner Form und Art liebe, Bruder. Ich liebe diese Person.
Du bist der Erste, mit dem ich Sex gehabt habe dieses Jahr.
Bruder, lass mich reden, Bruder, heute. Lass mich reden. Das Ding
Are you sure?
Ja.
Are you sure? I'm the first one. Me.
Weißt du, was das Ding ist?
Ich habe anders gehört.
Dieses eine auf den, man geht nicht 100% rein. Bruder, du fühlst, wenn du nicht 100% reingehst, du fühlst ein bisschen diese komfortabel, so ich weiß, ich bin nicht 100% drin. Das heißt, wenn irgendwas passiert, Bruder, das wird mich nicht zu sehr brechen. Das wird mich verletzen ein bisschen, aber das wird mich nicht zu sehr brechen. Verstehst du, was ich meine? Jetzt sagen andere, dann bleib doch Single. Ja, wenn du mit irgendjemandem jetzt gut bist und du magst die Person, like, du hast dieses into it, weißt du, ich meine? So, du magst die Person, dann normal, du sagst so, ey, ich kann die Person nicht gehen lassen, weil wenn ich sie gehen lasse, auf den ein anderer nimmt. Oder eine andere nimmt. Oder so, sie ist auf dem Markt. Oder er ist auf dem Markt. Deswegen, ich keepe ihn, auch wenn nicht so wirklich 100% ist, ich keep ihn trotzdem. Verstehst du, was ich meine? Heutzutage ist so.
Just to answer the question, thank you, David. Just to answer the question, when they say, when does a man cheat? In my opinion, he cheats from day one. Because the problem is, sometimes you find yourself in a relationship that wasn't planned.
Yeah.
Verstehst du, was ich meine?
Yeah.
Like, for example, you could be speaking to numerous amount of girls. Then you meet that one girl that is just like, wow, you've just changed everything for me. You just changed the whole game.
Yeah.
But it's almost like, once you make this girl your girl, you've not really dropped all of your eggs. So now you have to try and find a way to tell the other girls. So basically, like, obviously, man's in a relationship now. But obviously, it doesn't happen like that. So, you know, you slowly, you know, try and break up the other relationships that you have to be with this one girl. But with that being said, how many times do you try and break up a relationship and then you end up in the girl's pussy? It happens. Am ersten Tag, ich gehe zu dieses, okay, kann man so sagen, Sidechick oder so, oder meine zweite Option, und ich mache einen auf den, okay, hör mal zu, ne, heute, ich wollte ja sagen, ich und du kann nicht mehr gehen, Bruder. Like, ist einfach Schluss. Verstehst du, was ich meine? Wir sind jetzt nicht in den gleichen Platz, bla 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 bla. Auf einmal, 10 Sekunden später, und man denkt, hä? Mein Plan war hier einfach zu kommen, Schluss zu machen, und jetzt lege ich nackig neben ihr. Now you have to go back to the girl that you just made your actual official girl, and you're thinking, shit, it's not even been 24 hours. it's not even been 24 hours. That's how real it is. So I believe a lot of people cheat on the first date, but that's not because they want to cheat. It just, you know, sometimes it just happens. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you have to give a guy 1 week. You see, when you step into a relationship with a guy, gib ihm einfach nur eine Woche, damit alles sauber machen kann. Verstehst du, was ich meine? Muss erstens das ganze Tisch sauber machen. Und wenn das ganze Tisch sauber, das dauert wenigstens eine Woche. Wenigstens eine Woche. So I'm telling you, within that week, he might, you know, cheat small, but then at the end, he will choose you. That's all I'm saying. Also, just be a little bit patient for him. Give him 1 week. Give him 1 week. All right, next question.
Next question, bro.